Tonight, problems persist with Red River's slow garbage pickup. Fort Wayne City Council says the company is in breach of contract, but there is nothing in the company's contract with the city that truly defines a breach. So where do we stand now? News Channel 15's Tony Sandlaben tried to find out tonight. He joins us in Studio 15 with more. Tony?
Well, Tara, even though the language isn't there, Red River is still being held accountable. The contract does not lay out what would be considered a breach, but it does leave benchmarks in there that Red River must follow or it faces a fine. Now, after last night's city council meeting and a press conference by the mayor, the message from both is clear. Red River must improve.
By November of 2019, if it hasn't gotten better, we might end up with a new mayor.
City Councilman Glenn Hines is one of 7 council members who supported the resolution last night that said Red River is in breach of its contract. However, that contract has no language in it that defines what a breach would be.
We felt the best plan for our contract was to not include specific material default items. We feel it gives us more flexibility moving forward. If you have specific areas that are mentioned, let's say examples A, B, and C, and maybe they do something that would not be on that list, then you really have hamstrung yourself from being able to go to that next level.
Instead, the contract has benchmarks Red River must follow.
There are accountabilities within the contract. We are very heavily focused on benchmarks, and those benchmarks that have not been met have been the ones that have triggered the substantial amount of fines that have been assessed to Red River. So we feel the benchmark process is a good way to hold them accountable.
In the meantime, the City Council is urging people who get missed to call 311 themselves as opposed to a person calling on behalf of a neighborhood.
I don't know how they're used to doing business in other states and why they get contracts renewed, but based on what to date, if we had to renew that contract at the end of the year, they would not get renewed just based on the dishonesty factor. They're not an honest organization.
Councilman Hines asked Red River multiple times last night why its numbers do not add up to the number of complaints council members keep getting.
He was evasive and actually admitted that he would not tell the truth, and that's why I asked that line of question, because I think it would be critically important to gather the data. And I know what happens is they say, hey, we get fined if we tell you the truth.
Councilman Hines says he does not want to see Red River go if they can improve their collection effort. However, he did say if things are not to an acceptable level by November of 2019, the next mayoral election, he believes Mayor Henry could lose his re-election bid. Live in Studio 15, Tony Sandlaben, News Channel 15.